Hello my friends, welcome to Reddit Rabbit. Before we start, catch the rabbit at the bottom right corner, smash that subscribe button and leave a comment. r/AskReddit, what is something unrealistic that you often see in movies that annoys the hell out of you? People taking their eyes off the road for like 5 seconds. They always turn themselves completely around to talk to people in the backseat or beside them, as if they couldn't hear each other otherwise. I genuinely had a friend that would do that. You'd ask him a question and he'd completely look at you. It was freaking terrifying. You'd be sitting in the backseat and he'd be driving on the interstate just staring at you. Look up front. Brian. I genuinely had a friend. Rip Brian. He's still alive, but OP will never forgive him. Immediate DNA results. Similarly, immediate hacking. 2 seconds typing. I'm in. People with long hair, often women, fighting with their hair down. I can't even eat noodle soup with my hair down, never mind doing anything remotely physical. The food. The pool, long-suffering food. No one eats it. No one enjoys it. People go to restaurants primarily to order something, have it arrive, and then have an argument and storm out. Edited to add. Now already in this comment thread many times. Food is a nightmare to shoot for continuity, quality actors getting full reasons. Yes, we all hate that someone cooks an epic breakfast and someone else just runs through and grabs a piece of toast scene. And it's always toast. And what psychopath eats a whole piece of dry toast without anything to wash it down? Yes, Brad Pitt eats. And Chris Pratt. Do be fair, by take 28, the food's probably cold and dry as frick. Or can you imagine they bring it out fresh every time and the actor's just eating steak after steak? True. No one really wants to eat stage food. I get that it's a reality of how filming works, but like people living in New York as baristas sharing a 1,500 square foot apartment between 2 people, it's annoyingly, obtrusively unreal. According to house hunters, those baristas could probably upgrade to a 2,500 square foot penthouse if they wanted to. There is obviously no coffee in the cup. Orders coffee, immediately takes huge ass sip. Dude, let that cool off a minute. I used to think that was fake too. But my wife actually does that. We pour 2 cups of coffee in the morning. While I am blowing and sipping to cool that down, she has finished her first cup and poured her second. It is freaky. When I worked at the green coffee place, we'd have old ladies asking us for lattes steamed to 190 degrees who would start drinking right from the cup, and old dudes who would complain our boiling hot black coffee wasn't hot enough. I don't understand how. My grandmother is just like this. She orders her coffee extra hot and it is never hot enough for her. I think over the years she must have just burnt off the pain layer on her tongue or something, lol. The beatings people take and how quickly they get up from devastating blows. Or when someone is knocked unconscious and remains so for hours to days and is totally fine. If you are straight knocked the frick out for an hour and then wake up, you aren't just gonna shake the cobwebs out and get back to taking down an entire mob family. You are fricked up. How long was I out? A few minutes. That's like super bad for you. You should go to the hospital. I love Archer for details like concussions and tinnitus. At the same time, Mallory Group 6.357's into the middle of Archer's chest and he's fine. I love Archer. Grill me a cheese. When people slice the palm of their hand open for a drop of blood, that it will take forever to heal. Just prick your finger. Damn. Looking at you. Supernatural. The amount of times they slice their forearms for blood, they should look like recovered cutters with scars all over the damn place. They probably get some angel healing every season or so after the 3rd. Paper cuts hurt like hell and you went and sliced your palm? Well, looks like you are out of action and cradling your arm hand to your chest for the rest of the film. No? Geez. I scraped my palm up bad one time. Like there was no skin and got road burn. I couldn't flex it for a long time. I cringe at those cuts and then they open and shut their hands like no problem. Need a guy out of plot for a little while? Why not just hit him on the head really hard? Yeah, he'll probably just have a nap and a 10-second headache when he wakes up. Bad guy receives a mortal wound like a point blank gunshot to the torso or deep knife wound and just lays there bleeding profusely for a minute with the protagonist immediately forgetting about them. Then is able to somehow stand up and have like an 8-round boxing match with the protagonist before finally being finished off. Would expand that to fatally injured characters in general all getting the power to teleport when not on screen. In addition to that, I hate it when the protagonist gets the upper hand, but then they just bolt. Like the girl manages to hit the serial killer on the head with a crowbar. Then she drops the crowbar and runs away, only for the serial killer to get up and chase after her. If I was in that situation and I managed to knock out the bad guy, I wouldn't stop hitting him until he is most definitely dead. Exactly. It's fight or flight. Not the fight then flight. Frikers who yank out their IVs. Tugged on mine once and I freaking cried. I remember waking up from a surgery and trying to do this when I was a kid, because I was groggy and scared and the pain was so bad I threw up on myself. You were a much braver kid than I was. I got an IV as a child and nurse said try not to move too much. So I laid there like a statue for hours, not even talking, thinking something bad will happen if I move. That reminded me of this great David Mitchell quote from an episode of Would I Lie to You? In order to save the lives of reckless children, warnings are calibrated for their safety, the result of which is that the timorous children live in a state of perpetual terror. I did this once. Pulled the tape off gently. Pulled out the IV that was pumping me with saline. It was pretty gruesome. Do not recommend. Working as a waitress, or some other near minimum wage poverty wage job and having excessive time off and money and things like huge houses. This exact thing. The single mum waitress in a 3,000 square foot apartment with a 2-year-old car and an amazing haircut. Somebody writing flawless code in 60 seconds. Most hackers in films even hack into highly secure government websites within seconds. Heck, I can't remember which movie show it was in, but they dusted the keyboard for fingerprints and got the login and password from that. Most amazing hacking I have seen. National treasure. The password was Valiforge. It was a bit difficult, because she pushed the L and E twice, when the other guy was reading different word add combo, but assumed there was only one of each. The standard car flips over 5 times and catches on fire and every single freaking time, Vin Diesel walks out unscathed. Worse still, because he is not even being cast in the film. Silence says do not mute the gun. It only makes the sound more tolerable. The scene in John Wick 2 where John and Cashin are sneakily shooting at each other with silenced pistols in the middle of a crowded subway terminal is so freaking stupid and I love it. And John Wick mostly got the gun stuff right. He reloads, not after 12 shots out of a revolver, has trigger discipline, and actually carries his rounds. I was actually upset at that scene, because they got most of the stuff right, but failed so much on it. How mature the high school students look. Have you ever looked at a high school yearbook? Just watch an episode of Glee. The freshmen are obviously in their 20s and 30s. Grease would like to have a word. Grease is a word, according to the intro song. When I was in elementary school I was so excited to be a high schooler, because I would look so grown up and mature. Frick you Disney Channel for lying to me. No cleanup after X. Or before. Never saying goodbye, or equivalent, when finishing a phone call, they just hang up. Also, making plans with someone without specifying the time and or place. Him. Can I take you out for dinner tonight? Her. Sure pick me up at 8. Him at 8. I really should have asked for her number, or her address, or name, or, there's an SNL sketch about that. People googling exactly what's happening to them and getting the answers they're looking for. Happens a lot in scary movies. A house is being haunted by the ghost of a tall man, and the owners Google tall man ghost and find exactly the article that explains who the ghost is and what happened to him. If nothing else, they should get a thread talking about it with no answers. Yeah, there's this guy with no face who keeps ringing my doorbell every night. Any idea what's going on with that? Bob -2210 the 1st of May 2013 ask him what he wants and let us know. Stan -1430 the 2nd of May 2013 okay. Be right back. Bob -2206 the 2nd of May 2013 Find out anything Stan -1224 04 May 2013 Stan 1920 06 August 2013 Anything Stan -1403 03 May 2015. Or the old classic of deleted. LO man. That solves the mystery perfectly. Thank you.